Hello everybody, welcome back to Matteo's Corner, and welcome back to Vampire the Masquerade Shadows of New York. Last time we checked out this game, we had become a vampire, and we were now looking for some tasty blood to suck on. So, here we are, with this weirdo dude. Let's see, he leans back and groans while hiding his face behind his palms. I look at his neck. Every vein seems so visible and impossibly alluring. I don't think I ever looked at anyone's neck like that. I realize I feel insanely thirsty. Damn! I know. You sure took a turn. Years ago when this rant began, it was about continental philosophy. What? Sorry, can you say that again? He's pretty drunk, barely able to focus on anything but his current train of thought. Just what I was hoping for. Years ago when this... Never mind. Listen, it's stuffy in here. I want to go out. Get some fresh air. You haven't even touched your drink. I mean, I would if I could. No more alcohol for me. What? No, this one's not mine. I mean, some dude bought it for me, but I don't want it. He scans the room with a death stare, looking for the guy who did it, not realizing his best chance of finding him is in a mirror. Then... Ew, what? He drinks like a half of my glass at once while looking around, as if he was hoping to prove his dominance over an unseen enemy. Wow. So, not only is he a weirdo, he drank out of your own cup. That's weird. You don't do that, guys. You don't do that. If you're on a first date with somebody, you don't do that. Okay, after you. I'm gonna wait for this to finish. Ooh, this is actually really cool. This could be like a wallpaper. We're walking across a mostly empty street. He's focused on keeping upright and walking in a straight line. I'm focused on finding a spot where I can drink him up. You seem like bad news. Oh, yeah? So why don't you just leave me alone? Determinism, I guess. I roll my eyes, and that's when I notice it. A deep, underlit stairwell. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I think we're going to get our first victim, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not quite sure, but I have a sneaking suspicion. I look around and realize there's no one around. This is my chance. I immediately yank him downstairs. It's almost pitch black, but I can still see his face. He doesn't seem shocked. It's more like awkwardness. Now listen, it's not that I, never wanted to do this sort of thing in public. Quite the opposite. It's just that I need a certain degree of comfort to, perform at optimal levels. Oh, you're gonna perform well, alright, sir. Don't you worry about that. Oh, shut up. I sink my fangs inside of his neck as he whimpers and becomes silent. Finally. That's what I've been waiting for the past half hour. He relaxes in my arms, and I relax with him. It's all... Oh. He relaxes with him. It's like all the drinks I had to deny myself until now are hitting my head all at once, with no unpleasant side effects. I feel radiant. I don't want this moment to end. But it has to. I drop his body to the... Oh. But it has to. I drop his body to the floor and lick the wound closed, just the way she taught me. His pulse is faint but steady. He reeks of booze. If anyone finds him, there should be no suspicions. As I walk up the stairwell, I insert a finger into my mouth and try to sense my fangs. No dice. It seems they really are retractable. Well, that's handy. The hunger pangs are gone. I rub my hands around my body. I feel comfortable, hopeful, happy. Can't remember the last time I enjoyed life like this. Now let's keep this party going. Oh! So we can pick one or the other now. Uh-oh. You know what? I'm gonna save. Because we did pretty good at this. I'm gonna save. And then we're gonna load back into night 2. Yes, I know it's gonna take a little while, and I apologize for that, but I just want to be safe in all of this. You know, I don't want to get another bad end and have to do all this all over again. Alright, there's time to swing more on the devil's dance floor or the meathead and his unfortunate victim. What would be less... What would be less... Like, if I do this, I could eat the dude, but then I might get a witness. If I do this... Ooh, this is tough. Let's try let's try the dance floor. That seems like it would be less, what's the word? It would be less of a chance for things to go wrong. Because here you can find a place to hide and do stuff. Alright. This club reeks of death, and I love it. Wait for the text. I've been here quite a few times, but I've never seen anything this breathtaking. Everyone around me is whacked out of their minds, and as they keep dancing madly, the spirits dance beside them. Ooh, that's cool. Spectral silhouettes phase in and out of existence, becoming more visible the more intense the music grows. It looks like a bizarre ritual, a profane mass. Ooh, interesting. I like how they also animate the people in the crowd. Like, some of them are animated and some aren't. It actually works really well. I notice it's the voice samples the ghosts react to the strongest. The most suggestive ones cause them to appear distorted, even tormented. Oh, it's a ghosty. Hello, ghost. It was as if something was struggling to be born out of the harsh sounds, and the dead were hoping to be reborn alongside it. They're all uneasy, quivering with desire for something far beyond their reach, probably the same as when they were alive. Oh, that's kind of sad. Sometimes the living dancers spot their dead counterparts. It's usually the most manic ones who notice something out of the corner of their eye for only a split second, but never realize what they've glimpsed. And I have to wait, because otherwise I'm going to miss all that text. Some apparitions dance to a completely different tune than the rest of us. One only they can hear. And those seem the saddest. Oh, these poor ghosts. I want to give all the ghosts a hug. The spectacle is eerie. At times it's unbearably melancholic. Above all, it's beautiful. I keep on moving to the rhythm until I reach a trance-like state. And then something even stranger happens. Every now and then, when I brush against someone, a fragmentary vision appears before my eyes. A car burning on a freeway, an outstretched hand in the depths of the sea, a man jumping out a skyscraper window. Oh, was she able to see their death? Oh, that's really interesting. Oh, I like that. Memories of the past? Preventable visions of the future? I have no idea what it means, but I'm strangely eager to find out. Oh, who's this? Oh, she looks cool. Oh, she needs a voice. And then there's dancers like her. Ones that aren't ghosts, humans, or even vampires, but something else altogether. Is she a witch? A werewolf? Could be werewolf. There are werewolves in this universe. This new world is so full of mysteries, and I plan to get to the bottom of them all. But for now, I just want to dance. Wow! What a night! I watch Times Square from above. It's beautiful. Never thought this place could make me emotional, to be honest. But here I am, feeling deeply moved. Who would have thought? Getting up here was surprisingly easy, all things considered. Took more thought than physical effort. Earlier tonight, I started experimenting with this body's limits. I realized I can jump over small buildings and climb steep walls with ease now. and my whole perception of space has shifted. I planned a scenic route across the rooftops. I did my best to avoid attracting attention, just as I was told. Stayed in the shadows as much as humanly possible. I spot a drone from afar. For a second, I feel uneasy, but I remember what she told me. Machines won't get a clear view of me anymore. Camera footage, photos, it's all glitched out or blurry. Wouldn't take it for granted if I didn't try to catch my reflection earlier on. I couldn't see my face clearly, not in the mirror, not even in a puddle. My face was like one of Dali's clocks. Ooh, that's kind of creepy, actually. She told me to keep a low profile regardless. Someone might take note and track you down. She didn't care to elaborate, but it didn't sound encouraging. Suddenly, it hits me that I might never be able to see my own face again. I won't even be able to take care of my looks by myself. And what about the long-term psychological effects? A knot of anxiety tightens in my stomach. Jesus, this is probably just the tip of the iceberg. What else is going to change? Calm down. Wait a second. These past few nights have been the best of my life. For years I was a downward spiral. Failing health, no future, a feeling of overwhelming powerlessness. Now everything has been flipped upside down. A total paradigm shift. A bad ending is no longer the only option. No, we got a bad end earlier, Missy. Don't you remember? You accidentally died. I am actually looking forward to tomorrow. I forgot how that feels. Where I used to stand at mere seconds to midnight, the doomsday clock has been effectively turned off. A cold breeze brushes my neck, or my cheek. Why did I say neck? As stupid as it sounds, I choose to read it as the world telling me to chin up. I can bend anyone to my will. I'm capable of superhuman strength. I'm a master of shadows. I can do anything. Tomorrow night, I'll be introduced to my duties. If everything goes according to plan, I will become a New York City representative of Clan La Sombra. Ooh. Dictionary. Clan. A vampire's family tree, specifically those sharing common blood. Imagine everyone who is your blood relative. Everyone you can picture gathered around the table at Christmas, all sharing the same strengths and afflictions. Might be harder to visualize when you come by a big family, but you're still probably only picturing a few dozen people maximum. There are hundreds of vampires in a clan, maybe more. Oof. That's a big thing. Whoever they are, whatever that means, I have no idea what to expect. But tonight is different. I'm free. All my worries from a month ago feel like they belong to someone else. Finally, things are looking up. Hey, Chapter 2 is done. Hooray! Oh, March 2020. Back at it again at Big Beat Burger. Familiar sounds, familiar smells, familiar faces. Yet again, I'm recalling that night, when everything finally seemed to change for the better. I mean, it's not like I wasn't expecting anything to go back to the old, depressing, normal. Even in the thick of it, the rational part of me recognized my state as... Oh, shoot. Recognized my state as temporary. Sorry, I didn't see that. Alright, cool. Didn't recognize my state as temporary. But with these highs, there's always a hope it won't end. Or maybe that an ego death will finally occur. Ooh, ego deaths. Interesting. Be satisfied, you stupid fucking bitch. I command you. I mean, that's the thing, though, with things like this. You become satisfied with something for too long, then all of a sudden you want more, either because you get bored of what you have, or you yearn for more, just because you're always yearning for something. So, I don't blame you, lady. Here's all the logical evidence for why you should be satisfied. Here's the obvious direction for your life. Here's a detailed explanation of how you should treat the people that care for you. No dice. Oh. No dice. I always fall back into the same old habits. It's like they were encoded deep in my DNA. The aimlessness, the powerlessness, the spiritual exhaustion, these goddamn fast food trips. Yeah, because she doesn't need to eat now, right? So I guess it's because she stole... To be fair, you are a new vampire. You're not fully used to certain things. So it makes sense that you would roll back into the things that you're used to until you finally start to... Your brain finally starts to kick into the fact that you can do whatever you want. The stupid fucking self-loathing, now amplified whenever I drink somebody's blood. Maybe I should just blame it all on the misfortune of my birth. You do this social climbing until you dissociate, and then you are just this untethered, constantly frustrated ball of dumb desires. That sounds relatable, actually. You're a very relatable character. Wow. I'm finding a lot of things out about this game. Except that I'm some sort of immortal right now, and I need to figure out what to do next. I watched this obscure Asian movie once. Eli Lima Sabachtan. I probably butchered that name. Starring Tadanobu Asano, one of the coolest guys in the world. He plays this Merzbow-like figure, a legendary noise musician. There's this mysterious virus spreading around the world, causing despair and mass suicides. A rich CEO's granddaughter gets sick and longs to die, so he spends a fortune searching for the cure. Turns out Asano and his friend, played by this violent onsen geisha guy, are traveling through Japan, searching the corpse-strewn towns and fields for any unique item that can produce beautiful sounds. As it turns out, the avant-garde walls of noise they create are able to heal the infected. The CEO begs the band to help, offering them all the money they want, but for some reason they refuse. Through a series of flashbacks, concerts, and vignettes, a mystery unfolds. Eventually, we realize that Asano's music is not just a remedy, it's also a cause of the virus. Whenever it connects with people, they get this hunger for more extreme, more novel experiences. And eventually, they hit a wall. Nothing can satisfy them anymore. They lose their will to live. Not even the musicians are spared from this curse. They know the end will come sooner or later. The girl is saved by a mind-blowing concert, but the tragedy is merely postponed, not averted. The last shot of a Jesus-like Asano, silently considering his role as savior and destroyer, stayed with me. The form of the film is abrasive. Little to no narrative coherence, some weird cartoonish creative choices, the Japanese noise soundtrack, the very free-form and hard-to-understand weave of themes. But at this point, movies like this are all that truly connect with me. I actually want to watch this movie. If this is a real movie, I would love to watch this movie if it was a real thing. It sounds immensely interesting. I'm the New York City representative of the La Sombra clan now, also known as the Night Clan. They're masters of shadows who cast distorted reflections and make modern tech go haywire in their presence. Ooh. So let's see what the clan La Sombra says. That's us, the Night Clan. Other kindred call us Magisters, Abyss Mystics, or Turncoats, if they want to drive home the fact that many La Sombra switched sex in recent years. The way Saren? We'll call her Saren. The way Saren told the story, we used to be the brains behind the Sabbat, a pretty nasty group working in opposition to the Camarilla. They've since left for the Middle East for the most part, but a sizable chunk of my clan opted out and changed sides. Traditionally, we were entrenched in the Catholic Church back in Europe, but not for mystical reasons. Our path was that of coercion and puppetry, so pulling the strings of important religious leaders was just a means to an end. Ooh, I'm liking this universe. This is a very interesting universe, the World of Darkness. I gotta really jump into this more. It seems like there's a lot of interesting stories that are told in this that I'm missing out on. The Night Clan is also borderline Darwinian in their philosophy about embracing new members. The shittiest period of my life was fully orchestrated by Saren in order to see if I was good La Sombra material. They do not care for losers who just take it lying down. Then there's the dark. I'm still coming to grips with it, but apparently shadows aren't just absences of light to us. They're openings into some kind of hell, and we can wield them or even use them to contact the dead. The downside? We share a classic vampire feature in that we don't really have clear reflections. This also transfers to not playing well with cameras, and by extension, having issues dealing with technology in general. Whew. Cool. Alright, we already read this. Oh god, another dictionary sect. Last year, a few months before I was embraced, the La Sombra had joined with the Camarilla, the biggest and most traditional sect in the vampire world. Okay, what's a sect? A group of vampires tied not by lineage but by ideology. The two most notable examples are the Anarchs and the Camarilla. Unsurprisingly, these two are also in direct opposition and are drifting further apart all the time. I mean, yeah, that makes sense. The two groups actually used to fight each other. But our leaders found some intel that made them reconsider their strategy. So they sent a diplomatic mission to parley with their historical enemies. Oh, that was weird. The deal they got in Chicago was simple. An unlife for an unlife. For every La Sombra vampire allowed in the Ivory Tower, one La Sombra vampire has to meet their ultimate end. Oh, what's the Ivory Tower? Another name for the Camarilla, usually used in a less official, occasionally derogatory context. Oof. Good to know. I still remember the name of the woman who met her final death so I could begin my unlife. Her name was Hester Reed, a sworn enemy of the Camarilla, a guerrilla fighter who spent decades opposing them. What's a final death? Wow, a lot of dictionary terms this episode. Death for mortals is defined as the total cessation of all biological activities. But for vampires, being undead, face two moments of dying. The first, when their mortal life ends, and a second final one when they truly cease to even exist. Usually involves rapid decomposition of the body, up to and including turning to dust if you're old enough, as if time has finally caught up with you. Oh, so like a normal vampire death. Okay. She was someone with far better principles than mine, from what I've gathered. Well, whoever she was, her execution by my sire served to convince the NYC elites to give us La Sombra a chance. Then they set out to look for a mutually agreed-upon candidate who'd become the clan's rep in the city. Oh, there's a lot of text here. My sire searched for someone who gave the impression she was more than she appeared. The local court was looking for someone they could walk all over. After long negotiations, they decided I was a good compromise. That sucks. Now I feel so bad for her, man. Oh my god. The court. The kindred hierarchy of rule. Basically feudalism by another name. You have a prince at the top, a primogen beneath him or her, a sheriff who has also who also answers to the prince, and so on. Matters are handled at secret sanctuaries called Elysiums. Note. This structure applies at the city level. Beyond that, the Camarilla's organization gets absurdly Byzantine. Oh god. That's terrifying. They proceeded to systematically destroy my entire life, just to make me show I was psychologically strong enough to join their ranks. The turncoat special, they called it. Somehow, I succeeded. And it eventually led me right back to where I started. Sigh. I stopped writing and put my pen down. Oh, she might be another vampire. Let's see. Will that be all? Yes, Miss Duval. I hope you enjoy your stay in London. Oh, I very much doubt I will. Just like every cultured person, I think the only good Englishman is a dead Englishman. Fucked up serial killer, privileged scum, just get the hell out. Not interested in a small talk with someone so sociopathic as her. I finished the formalities in silence. That will be all. Tell Kadir I said hello, and farewell. Safe travels. Don't let the door hit you on the way out, psycho. Ah, well. I'm the lone La Sombra in this town, and my representation role means jack shit. No title, no perks, no whatever. Right now I'm the court's gopher, doing all sorts of work nobody else will touch. My main duties? Being a sort of immigration officer. Ooh, it's a very interesting job, actually, for a vampire. And that is where we're going to end it for today. Thank you all so much for joining me today. I'm really excited to get back into this and see how far this goes. Hopefully we won't get a bad end so quickly, because I really do want to play this game out till the finish. In that mention of things, you all have a good rest of your day, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.